Now, like you guys, if you want, you can take, by all means, take yours out and do the same darn thing, but I'm going to put this on Edmodo so we can see it. Here's number 3. The big thing you guys are looking for is, how come this one looks different? Well, it looks different because there's a 4 in front of the K, right? That's going to happen from time to time. The process is the exact same. So 4K plus 5 equals 0, and K plus 1 equals 0. Okay? You still set them equal to 0. I always solve equations by doing the order of operations, but instead of doing it forwards, I do it backwards. Okay? If no one's ever told you that before, I can go over that in another video, how I do that. But basically, I identify the variable, and I go from bottom to top. Is there anything added or subtracted? Yes, I have a plus 5. So I subtract 5 from both sides. I get 4K is equal to negative 5. That's gone. Anything multiplied or divided? Yes, I have a times 4. So I have to divide both sides by 4. So K equals negative 5 over 4. Any exponents? No. Any parentheses? No. When you scratch out all of them, you're done. If that's a way that works for you, it works all the time. I like it, so you can, by all means, use it. But you end up with K equals 5 over 4. The next one, same idea here. I'm going to subtract 1 from both sides, and K equals negative 1. Now, you can give me negative 1 and negative 5 over 4. You can give me negative 1.25. I'm okay with that, okay? But there's nothing wrong. There's nothing wrong with an improper fraction. There's nothing wrong with an improper fraction, okay? Nothing. You can write that down, okay? Real quick, I want to go into one more. I want to go in, while we're here, let's take a look at, instead of this section, let's take a look at number 15. So, 3r squared minus 16r minus 7 equals 5. First step, get everything on one side. Yes, ma'am? Yes, everything is, I need to subtract 5 from both sides. So that's exactly what I would do first. So I get 3r squared minus 16r minus 12 equals 0. Now here's the hard part. We ask ourselves, does it have a greatest common factor? The answer is no. So I've got to multiply the two outside numbers together, and I get negative 36. And you say, okay, well, since it's minus minus, my two factors have to be, anytime there's a minus here, you know it's got to be plus minus. Now, the factors of 36 that give me negative 16, positive 2, negative 18. Okay? Wanted a different color anyway. So I put first term in first column, last term in last column, and then I put these wherever. So negative 18r and then 2r. What do they have in common looking across? They both have a 3r. What do they have in common going across? They both have a 2. Top to bottom, what do they have in common? They have an r. What do they have in common? Remember, take the sign of the first box. So the sign of the first box is a negative. And what do they both have in common? A negative 6. That make sense? So I end up with 3r plus 2, r minus 6 equals 0. And then from here, all I'm going to do is set them both equal to 0. And r equals 6. Subtract 2 from both sides. 3r is equal to negative 2. Divide both sides by 3. And then we end up with r equaling negative 2/3 as well. You guys okay with that?
That was super long. There wasn't enough space for that.
Okay.